Hello and welcome to another edition of Crosstalk. I'm your host, Bess Salisbury. Here with me today, I have defensive back coach Laveau Jackson from the University of Sioux Falls. Laveau, thanks for being here today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me here.
Laveau, is it true you graduated from the University of Sioux Falls last year?
Yes, I graduated here with the media studies degree. Like I said, I'm currently the defensive backs coach here at USF.
With the media studies degree, do you plan to pursue it, maybe getting a graduate master's or maybe a doctorate?
Well, actually, I'm getting my master's in education. You know, it's a far cry from, having a media studies degree and, my master's. But, I think I can do great things with a master's in education.
Well, what would you teach? Would you teach media studies?
Well, yeah, I could possibly, go that direction. I think with my media studies background, I would be better suited to maybe teach speech or something of that nature that can help kids explore the options that I had.
With your teaching, would you prefer to teach little kids, high school, college?
Oh, high school, definitely. We have some high school kids that are a little bit immature, but there's much more maturity in that level than the little kids, and I think I could be much more of a benefactor for them.
And with teaching in high school, would you also be coaching?
Of course. Football is one of my main loves. It's a passion. It's a desire for me. So of course I would love to coach. I don't see myself doing anything else but that.
Would you pursue other coaching? Because I know in some high schools you have to coach probably most sports.
If I had to, I would say track. I'm a big time supporter of track. I ran track in high school. So with that, of course, I would love to coach those guys.
What event would you coach in track?
Definitely sprints. I'm not really a long distance guy myself, so I wouldn't know how to coach long distance. So I would definitely go with the 100, 200. Give me a straightaway and a turn, and we're all good.
So how do you think that'll play out with your coaching here at the University of Sioux Falls?
Track, as far as
football.
Oh, football. Well, I think that being a coach here at the college level is giving me the much needed, adjustments and the much needed just guidance so that I could become a better coach myself. We have a great coaching staff here. We have so many coaches that have been so many places, at the Division I levels, the Division II levels. So with that being said, it's given me a bit of guidance.
With the defensive back coach, what particularly do you do within the football program?
I work closely with the defensive coordinator and the assistant head coach, John Anderson and Robert Tucker. Those guys, we all get together, and of course Jared Swans, which is the defensive line coach. We get together, we game plan, we make adjustments, and basically we get ready for each opponent every week.
How closely do you work with the new head coach?
I think Coach Stugart works a little bit with all of us. Of course, we have our areas where we work closely with him, but he has his hands in every single detail of this university, football-wise.
As a new head coach, what do you think of him as a person?
I love Stugart. Stugart is definitely he's so vibrant. He has energy, the things that he brings to this university. He's a great coach. Better yet, he's a great man.
And with that vibrancy and energy, how is that playing out with the football team?
Well, the football team seems to be excited. Not saying that they weren't excited in previous years, because of course I've been here for the last couple of years, and not saying that they haven't been excited then, but it's a different type of excitement. Obviously you got brand new coaches in. It's going to be brand new philosophies. So with that being said, Coach Stugart brings a different dimension to this university.
And with you coaching, how did that come about with the new head coach coming in and all that?
Well, I was actually on my way to Chicago, to be a high school coach. And they asked me to stick around for the springtime. Obviously, I had to finish school. And they asked me to stick around, and Coach Stugart just loved the way I went about doing things. He liked the way I handled business, and he asked me to stay on. So I accepted.
So as long as God leads you here, you'll stay here?
Yeah. You know, as long as Stugart's around, I'll stay here. You know, but you never know. You never know where things can take you. So I'm open to all opportunities. Obviously, you know, if it's going to better, you know, myself and situations where I can help people, help others, you know, then I'll take that opportunity. But until then, I'm happy. I'm content where I'm at.
Okay, well, Laveau, thank you for being here today and letting me look into your life a little bit.
Thank you for looking into my life.
And that wraps up another edition of Crosstalk. Up next, we have sports with sports recorder Brett Geese.
And now it's time for sports with reporter Brett Geese.
So Brett, aside from the football game tonight, it sounds like we got a lot of other sports going on.
Yes, you got men's and women's soccer and a 5K run walk.
All right, can't wait to hear about it.
The University of Sioux Falls football team will have its biggest test tonight when they face off against rival Morningside College. Cougars have the longest winning streak in the nation at 35 games, but will have to get past the undefeated and 4th-ranked Mustangs to keep their streak alive. Look for USF senior wide receiver John Ryan to try to make it 3 weeks in a row as the GPAC Offensive Player of the Week. Last week, he had 5 catches for 146 yards and 3 touchdowns against Briar Cliff. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. at the Sanford Sports Complex. But to get the long day of sports started on Saturday, the USF cross-country team will be hosting the 2nd annual Community 5K Run Walk. The race will start at 9 a.m. in front of the Sanford Power Center at the Sanford Sports Complex. Men, women, and children of all ages are encouraged to participate, with each participant receiving an Under Armour race t-shirt, 2 tickets to the USF Hastings soccer games, and 2 tickets to next week's football game against Dakota Wesleyan. For more information, visit the Cougars' official athletic website at www.usfcougars.com. In other sports news, the volleyball team will also be in action today as they travel to Seward, Nebraska to take on the Concordia Bulldogs at 4:30. The women's Cougars have won 3 of their last 4 matches and are currently 17-13 on the year and 5th in the GPAC. And now we'll go to College Week sports reporter Sayer Bettinger, who will take a closer look at men's and women's soccer.
The men's and women's soccer season is coming to a close for the USF Cougars, and the College Week sports crew sat down with head coach McConan Offa to talk about the season so far and what is to come.
With our men's team, our expectations are to be at the top of the conference and also make the national tournament. Every year we've started with a common goal, and every year we've met that goal, from getting in the top 3, hosting playoffs, first round and second round, and then our last goal has been to the national tournament. On our women's side, our goal has always been last year is to get into the top 5 and to get into the playoffs, and we did that. This year our goal for the women's side is to host the playoffs.
With the men's and women's team having their goals in place, Coach Offa explained how they plan to achieve those goals.
We know on the men's side that we have to stay focused game in and game out to be prepared. And so, again, I think it's more of a mental thing with our players, is to stay focused with that, and then just working on a few tactical things just to see, how do we defend against them, how do we play offense against them. And then on the women's side, it's more of who's going to outwork who. I think we're quite comparable in the talent level. It's going to come to who wants it more.
On their way to achieving those goals, they have to get through some tough games.
But our big games are this homecoming weekend against Hastings University. Both the men and the women are first in the conference, so it's going to be a tough game for us. But on our men's side, it's more going to be a mental game, just to be able to keep up and to play to our ability is going to be the key for us. But we know what we have to do against them is to put away the chances that we get, because with a team as good as they are, you don't get a lot of chances, but also you have to minimize your mistakes. If you make some mistakes, they're also a team that will be punishing you for it.
Game time today is at noon for the women's game, and men's will immediately follow out at the Sanford Sports Complex.
For more information on men's and women's soccer, volleyball, and all other Cougar athletics, visit www.usfcougars.com. For College Week Sports, I'm Sayer Bettinger.
And that wraps up another edition of USF College Week. I'm Mary Egstad.
And I'm Brandon Sandoval. Have a great day.